Yorubum KCCN Online Taekwondo Evenida. The Korean Cultural Center Nigeria once again welcomes you to our online series called the KCCN Online Taekwondo Training Series. Today's episode from here in Abuja is landing on a very light and gentle mood. Do you know there are 10 branches of Taekwondo? Aha! Well, followers of this series will have been richly informed and educated on the 5 primary branches of Taekwondo. But ideally, there are 10 branches of Taekwondo, which are broadly categorized into 2 primary branches and secondary branches of Taekwondo. The primary branches, for the sake of revision, they are the Pumse, the Kyopa, Kumdo, Oshinsu, and perhaps the Kyurigi. Whereas the secondary branches also contain 5 elements. Number 1 of them is what we call meditation or concentration. In Korean language, we call that Myeong-Song. Also, we have what we call Taekwondo entertainment, where we deal with how to organize demonstrations. Here today in Korea, South Korea, you have different structures for that. People go to Taekwondo centers for entertainment, like they are going to cinema, and under this category you are taught how to organize demonstrations. For instance, in the military we call something POP. For funeral, there are different demos and for different occasions. This is learned under that topic. Then also on this we have what we call theoretical studies of Taekwondo. It's a branch under a secondary category where we learn the history, the tradition, the evolution of Taekwondo, the philosophy, the psychology, and the rest. The 4th one there is what we call sport and competition matters. Under this category, the instructor deals with how to organize competitions, how to draw budgets, proposals, and the rest. And the last one here is what we call the research and innovation. In some quarters, they call it research and development. Here, Taekwondo is very scientific and dynamic. There are people who on a daily basis do researches. They come up with findings, they report the findings of their researches to authorities like the Cookie One for trials, and with this now, some of these outcomes are put into use, and that is why the future of Taekwondo is very bright, very golden. Yes, today's video is limited to one of those secondary branches that we call meditation or concentration, and I said earlier on, the Korean word for it is called Myeong-Song. By definition, meditation means a state of mental and physical stillness or calmness, which is defined by a unique sitting position in order to reflect on one's past, present, and the future. Well, there are different ways to view the definition, but no matter the angle you come from, one thing is very clear, that meditation is a constructive calmness. With my decades of experience in Taekwondo, I have found out that these aspects of training syllabus have not been well explored. And what I found out is that meditation in Taekwondo has a lot of benefits that we evade if we don't go into it. Some of the benefits include it serves as a solution to postural defects. You know, the body position, some people stoop. In meditation, you are to be in a defined position. Also, it's a way to ease off stress, work stress, family stress. Every day we go through stresses. Meditation gives you a solution to stress. Also, the what we call anxiety disorder. When you go into meditation, it gives you a solution to that. And lastly, that we mentioned here, going into meditation helps you to develop a group of athletes or students who will easily recall what you have taught them before, because it serves as a way of revision and making sure your students don't forget what you have taught them easily. Well, there are different ways to go into meditation in terms of posture. There are 3 different postures that are recommended in meditation. One is the normal temple flexion. That's the normal crossing of the legs. and placing of the arms in the front. That is one way. The other one, what we call the side flexion of the feet, when you go aside and the two legs are parallelly flexed. And the third one is this sitting position I am now. We call this one, this is a parallel position. We have astride position and we have the temple flexion. Whichever one that you choose is very convenient, because the primary thing in meditation is your comfort. If you're not comfortable, you can't properly meditate. And it goes from stage to stage. As a beginner, one might not be able to endure more than 10 minutes. But as you practice, as you condition the body, because there's some exercise regimen that is good to put your athletes through so that they can stay long in meditation. As they go through this thing and they are well conditioned, they can stay longer in meditation. At this junction, let's try to say something very important. When you say meditation to a person who is not a martial artist or who is not well rooted in martial arts, what comes to them is a way of serving or worshiping a religion. But my experience in Taekwondo, I have visited so many training centers, martial art temples, even in South Korea. And this gave me more understanding of what meditation is, part of which we are exploring in this video. In meditation, you are not worshiping any religion, but it's a way of reflecting on oneself. Now, let's see some of the ways you can explore to achieve this. Basically, choose a very silent and convenient position. As I said earlier on, there are 3 ways you can get a posture, but your hands must be in relaxed mode. Your body straight. Don't close your windpipe. Your chin slightly up. Your hands could be curved in a way that the left hand comes into the right and your thumbs meeting. Place them gently. That's one way. Second way, you can put your hands right on your thighs. In whatever situation you put yourself, make sure you look straight and close your eyes gently. There are songs that you can play to make this an enjoyable moment. Very low songs that makes you really reflect. When you are meditating, your mind is not blank, but you are going through what's important. Your mind is never blank in meditation, but you go through what is important. You deliberately think through what you wish to come. So many thoughts can fly through your mind, but you pick the one that you wish to. So meditation gives us what we call the meeting points between loudness and quietness, between stress and calmness, between up and down, between hot and cold is the meeting point, and that's what meditation does. Now, what I do to make sure my students enjoy meditation, this is what I do, and as a coach, I want to do this, because most clubs and Taekwondo training centers don't give attention to meditation, but this is one thing you can do. Make sure your meditation comes at the end of the class. Some people say before the class as well, but I recommend at the end of the class. And you now put some revision task in that meditation. But before they go into the actual meditation, let them be in this posture and use it to rehearse some of the basic arm techniques. From there, they relax and go into the proper meditation. For instance, as they are seated at the end of the class, all your students come to this position, then you tell them the chumsogi, the punch. They go to the blocks, haremaki, bakatmaki, olugumaki, anmaki, pamokmaki, yopmaki. You tell them in that position. Then you can go to other things like Myeong-Song, double blocks. They use this to condition their feet for meditation. Then after that, now let them calm down. Then they go into the normal meditation. For instance, when breathing, you try to breathe in, your diaphragm opens, and don't open your mouth like as if you are opening your mouth to talk. The mouth will slightly open, breathe out. In, out. The in with your nostrils and out with your mouth just gently open, not wide open. Yeah, thank you very much for being with us on this episode. I wish that you put this into practice. There are some exercise programs that need to do before you can really enjoy meditation, which you will have seen in part of some of the flashes that you have given across the screen. Thank you, and join us in the next episode where we go into the more advanced form of meditation. Taekwondo.